Welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and today I'm going to share with you some breaking news, guys. Yes, that's right, the latest breaking news on the Calgary real estate statistics. This is the latest data from the Calgary Real Estate Board talking about what's happening with real estate in the city of Calgary. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's going on with detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhomes, and apartment condominiums within our city. Again, you don't want to miss it. But before we do that, if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything there is about what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live, and play in Calgary, Alberta, then please just hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. Now, I have to tell you, I've lived in several large centers in my adult life, but you know what? I moved to Calgary way back in 2001, and I say this every time. Yes, I know it was a while ago. I'm dating myself. But not only that, I've been a realtor here since 2010. And all this means I have some specialized knowledge about the city of Calgary and all of the bedroom communities surrounding it. So if you are considering a move to the city of Calgary or one of these bedroom communities and you would like some assistance to purchase a home, please feel free to reach out to me, send me a text, email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you. All right, let's do this. Let's get into this breaking news and discuss the latest real estate stats for the city of Calgary right after this. All right, so fresh off the presses, this is literally breaking news. This data was just published. These are the recent real estate stats, the most recent real estate stats as of the filming of this video. And today we're talking about what's going on in the real estate market in the city of Calgary as of the end of May 2024. Now, why is this most recent? Well, because we're just into the beginning of June here as of the filming of this. So, of course, June statistics we do not have because June is not over. So the latest statistics are from May of 2024. And we're going to start by looking at the detached sector of the market. Now, before we do this, I want you to know that we are talking about benchmark pricing here, which is more stable than talking about average or median pricing, if you will. And the reason for that is because we could have an unusual amount of, say, expensive sales in a month that would skew the data, or vice versa. We could have an unusual amount of inexpensive sales in a month, which could skew the data. So benchmark pricing talks about what the average home in each sector of the market looks like and how much it would go for. And so that's what we're talking about here, this more stable way of talking about pricing. So let's get into things now. Let's talk about the detached sector of the market. So first and foremost, let's look at this listing absorption rate. So anything over 50% here is considered a seller's market. As of the end of the month here, we were at 86.78% listing absorption rate. And what that means is as of May 2024, we had 1,596 detached listings available and 1,385 of those sold. So that's really something. So that's 86.78%. So that is what's going on there. Let's look at the benchmark price now. Now, the benchmark price for your average home in Calgary, if you will, is $761,800. This is up 1.41% from last month. And year over year, it's up 13.03% from last May. And here we can see it here. We can see May was 761, pardon me, 751, 200 last month. And here we are at 761, 800. And in March, we were looking at 739, 400. So if you look at January, we were at that's just over $700,000. And here we are May at over $760,000 at 761, 800. And now we're going to look at the price trend chart from 2015 all the way to 2024. Now, I should mention in this chart here and the one above that looks at the from May of last year to May of this year, anything is in black is the price is rising. Anything in blue is price is coming down. You can see the percentages here from year to year, how much it's come down, and from month to month as well. So if we look at the 10-year chart from prices in 2015 were 516,933, and here we are from 2020 all the way to 2024 increasing. So 549 in 2021, 629 in 2022, 675 at the end of 2023, Now we're not through 2024, so it's taking into consideration January, February, March, and April. Right now we're sitting at 735,000, 520,000, $520, pardon me. But this is going to continue going up, I'm certain. And now we're going to look at just to understand that what we call the absorption rate, if you will. Sorry, guys. Here we are, those actives 1,596 and those solds at 1,385. So month over month with the actives, we're actually up 31.47% month to month in the number of active listings for sale. Year to year, we're also up 7.69% from last May in the number of listings for sale. Now, if we look at the solds, we're up 4.84% from April 2024. And year over year, though, the amount of solds is down 6.8%. And now we can look at days on market. So average days on market as of the end of May, it was 18, it was 19 in April, 20 in March, and you can see that we're ahead of last year in days on market. So June, it could be even tighter. Who knows? We do know that as of the filming of this video, the Bank of Canada did drop the key lending rate by 0.25%. So that will affect markets. And will that bring more buyers into the market and even more competition for homes? Perhaps it will, because that's our challenge right now. We have more buyers in the market than we do homes for sale. And also, will this reduction in rates, even though it's quite modest right now, will this bring out more sellers as sellers look to become move-up buyers? Again, that remains to be seen. It's very fresh data because today is June 5 is the filming of this video, and today is when the Bank of Canada just made their announcement. So here we can see the breakdown at the very bottom here, the market distribution. The majority of the sales coming in at $600,000 to $700,000 range, followed by the $700,000 to $800,000 range, followed by that $500,000 to $600,000 range, and then that $800,000 to $900,000 range, followed by that $1 to $1.5 million range, and so on and so forth. And now we're going to look at the City of Calgary detached sector of the market. And so for those of you not familiar with what a semi-detached home is, that's kind of like a duplex, if you will. But we've got some pretty nice duplexes in Calgary, especially in the inner city and out to the west. So let's get into things here. So the listing absorption rate is 95.22% in the semi-detached market. That's because as of May 2024, we had 272 listings. Guys, that's not very many listings in this part of the market. 259 or 95.22% of those listings sold. So isn't that great? So wouldn't you feel bad if you were in that, that under 5% ratio that didn't sell, right? So something's going on there. However, we can see there's a great hunger for homes because this is off the charts. Going to look at the benchmark price for a semi-detached home is $678,000. That's up 1.54% from last month. Year over year, it's up 12.91% from last May. We can see last May here, it was just over 600,000, and here we are a year later at 678,000. So roughly $77,500 more than last year. So if you got in the market last year, you're probably feeling pretty good. Even if we look at January, prices declined a little bit December and January. And I have to tell you, October, November, December, January, we expect prices to decline a little bit because these are when we get into those wintering months and people's kids are in school and that sort of thing, and people are settled and there's a few less moves going on. So the market does get a little soft in these times, even in February normally, sometimes March, but we do see an increase, especially in April, May. But you can see here, we just had a pullback in December and January and not by very much, 0.29%, 0.5%. And then in February, March, April, and May, it's been going up, up, up. So in February, it was 639,000. And here we are just a few months later at already 678,000. Here's the benchmark price trend for the last 10 years. So 2015 prices were 412,800, and here we are at that $653,040 again, taking in consideration January for May prices because 2024 isn't finished yet. But right now our benchmark price is 678 if you look at this current month. And you can see that, prices were pulling back in 2018, 2019, 2020, while all the other major markets in Canada were rising, we were going down. So we are still very much playing catch up. And you can see that the market has exploded, up 29.9% in 2021, up another 12% here, up just shy of 7% in 2023. And here we are already up roughly 8% from the end of 2023. So if you bought in 2015, you would have made 58.2% on your property. Wow, which is incredible. And to further demonstrate that listing absorption rate, those 272 listings and 259 solds. Again, month to month, this is up 30.77% in supply from April year over year. The supply is up 16.24% from May of 2023, a year ago. If we look at the solds month over month, we're up 1.57% from April, and year over year, we're actually down in the number of solds, 7.17% from May of 2023. Now, average days on market, here we are sitting at 17. Last year it was 25. Last month it was 22. So you can see things are getting hungry in this market. And here's the market distribution. So we can see this $500,000 to $600,000 range, followed by that $600,000 to $700,000 range, followed by that $400,000 to $500,000, and then just edging everybody out here at that $800,000 to $900 range, $800,000 to $900,000 range, followed by that $1 to $1.5 million range, that $900,000 to $1 million, and then that $700,000 to $800,000 range. So that's what's going on with the semi-detached sector of the market. And now we're going to look at the city of Calgary row, and what row means is, guys, it's basically townhouses is what it is. So let's scroll down here and get started with this listing absorption rate. All right, so seeing something a little bit different here, because our listing absorption rate is not only a strong seller's market, but we're sitting at 127.36% for the absorption rate. So what does that mean? Well, as of May 2024, we had 424 listings available for sale, and 540 sold, or 127.36% listings were sold in May. So you're probably asking, well, Patrick, how does that happen? It looks like it ends at 100%. How do you sell out of more than 100% of the listings for the month? Well, it's because we're dipping into previous month's inventory as well. So you can see that this is a very robust sector of the market. And that's because we're seeing people get pushed from the higher end areas in the market. People that could normally afford a detached home are getting pushed to the semi-detached home, and vice versa. Semi-detached people are getting priced into the townhouse sector, and those that were in the townhouse sector that can't afford it anymore are getting into the apartment condominium. So, of course, it makes sense. The less expensive the properties, the more people there are available to buy it, right? So the higher we go, our market gets a little bit thinner. So here's the listing absorption rate, and now we're looking at the benchmark price, which is $462,500. This is up 1.65% from May of 2024, so last month, and year over year, we're up 18.44% from May of last year. And you can see we just had one little dip in December, just down 0.94%, and then but it's been up all since last May, and then a little dip, and then up from January onwards. So last May, it was $390,500, and here we are this May sitting at $462,000. So, up nearly, like a lot, right? $70,000, right? Incredible. So you can see here in January, it was 424,000, and now we're at 462,500. So that's what's going on there. Month to month, now we'll look at the 10-year price chart trend. In 2015, you could have bought one of these babies for $323,000, and here we are at $444,220. That's a 37.53% return over those 10 years. But you can see we had some lean years in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, even in 2020. Of course, that was the pandemic year when it really hit. And, it was crickets there for a while. Now, well, other sectors of the markets in other cities, I should say, other markets were increasing. Other large centers, Calgary was going down. And that was because we were going through some, it was difficult times in Calgary at that time, and so prices were going down. But here we are, now we're going up, and playing catch up. And you can see our prices are quite robust. Now here's the active and sold listings further to demonstrate that listing absorption rate, those 424 active listings, 540 sold listings. If we look at the actives month over month, this is up 25.44% from last month. Year over year, it's up 5.47% from last year. If we look at the amount of solds month to month, it's up 11.8% from April, and that's, you would hope with more properties available for sale, there would be more sales, and there have been. Year over year, there have been 8.65% more sales than May of last year. Now, if we look at days on market, the average days on market is 18. You can see it was 19 in April, 17 in March. So 20 in February. I suspect we're probably going to stay in this range for a little while. Last year, it was 20 days on market. So we're in that range, right? And if we look at the listing distribution, you see the majority of the listings sold in that $400,000 to $500,000 range, followed by that $500,000 to $600,000 range, followed by the $300,000 to $400,000 range, and then the $600,000 to $700,000 range, so on and so forth. And rounding out our tour of the market today, this latest breaking news that's just been released, this data. Here we are, we're looking at the City of Calgary apartment sector of the market. So the listing absorption rate here, a little better than the other markets, but still a very strong seller's market at an 81.8% listing absorption rate. So what this means, as of the end of May, we had 1,110 listings available, 908 or 81.8% of those listings were sold in May. Now, the benchmark price here is $340,500 for your typical condominium apartment. This is up 1.49% from April, so from last month. And that's quite a jump, 1.5% roughly. Year over year, though, it's up over 14% at 14.03%. So we can see last May it was $298,000. We're below that $300,000 price range. And here we are, you see a little pullback last June, and it's just gone up, up, up all the way along. And here we are at $340,500. So, well over $40,000 increase from last year. And so let's look at the benchmark price trend over the past 10 years. 2015, apartment condominium would have cost you $292,458. And that's because in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, even into 2020, our market was really suffering. In fact, we had, at some points in time, we had over a 10-month supply of apartment condominiums. Again, it was difficult to give these away at that time. Again, because the market was flooded with sellers, but we didn't have enough buyers, so driving down prices. And that has certainly changed here. So what's changed? Well, migration is one, not just migration from other countries, but migration from Canada too. So I know people get a little, um, guarded on here, and I sometimes get some comments about, people moving for countries and why has Trudeau done that? Well, first off, I want to make clear I welcome all visitors, and we welcome all people to Canada because, in my opinion, we're all from somewhere, right? And in Calgary, I'm from Saskatchewan. I always joke that Calgary is the largest city in Saskatchewan because there are so many people from Saskatchewan living here. But there's a lot of people here from other places, and that's what causes our city to grow and our economy to grow too. Right now, we're certainly undergoing some growing pains, right? Because we've got a lot of people from other countries, but from other provinces, Toronto, Vancouver, in those markets that are moving here looking for better price real estate, and they're finding it, right? It's us Calgarians that have been here for a little while that are finding it a hard pill to swallow. So you can see in 2021, the market changed. It was up 2.28%, and then 2022 up over 8.6%, 2023 up another 11% plus. And so last year, the benchmark price is 302,000. And here we are, taking in the January, February, March, and April at 8.5%, 8.58% increase to 327,960. So, if you look at the beginning of the year, we were sitting at, at the end of 2023, 302,000. So we're up, almost $40,000 in the last few months. To better demonstrate that listing absorption rate, there were 1,110 active listings, 908 of those sold. Month over month, the active listings is up 16.72%, and year over year, it's up 1.93%. Now, if we look at those solds, month over month, it's up 10.46% from April of this, so last month, and year over year, it's up 5.83% from May of last year. Now, days on market, 22 days. Last month we were 23, March 23, February 26. If we look at last year, it was 29 days on market. So, we can probably expect these to stay fairly consistent, these numbers, 23, 22 days on market for the foreseeable future, I would think. And here's the market distribution. So the vast number of those sales, over 40% of them coming in that $300,000 to $400,000 price range, followed by 35% of them, roughly 36%, in that $200,000 to $300,000 price range, and then followed by a $400,000 to $500,000 price range, and so on and so forth.
Like I said, if you are considering a move to the city of Calgary or one of the bedroom communities and you would like some assistance to purchase a home, please feel free to reach out to me, send me a text, email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you so you can live your life in Calgary, Alberta.